Shiro kanga tashi dele kanga dewa ki waya boya itawa yo.
So, Tashi Dele, greetings to all Dharma friends. Geshe hopes that you are well. He hopes you are happy.
Ane ta ngaro su kanga lolo sudu si na ni kala yo ki wo. Tani tela tene ta ki wo. Ane deshi puzu tsoba chi go yo agi sa ti che ta nganzo kar kar go yo mete. Ane tes deshi ya is.
So, as usual, we understand that every single being, including ourselves, we want to reach this temporary happiness, but eventually we want to improve and improve on that until we have this perfect, lasting happiness. And today, as before, we will explain some of the things needed to achieve that happiness.
Tani ngaro su se zumbo yo ba zonji ta ya bodo shi hale ware. Tani ina te zonji pe tuku yo amare. Ta zo se zumbo kaze yo bi tini ti tu la. Ane so so kis. Ane ji mamba shi ya tali juso paji tuki ta. Yo le te tembo chiko indus.
So we understand that having a mind of kindness, having loving kindness is something that is very wonderful, but mere loving kindness is not enough. In addition to being a kind person, on top of that, we need to engage in the practices that are said to ripen our own mental continuum. And those practices that ripen the continuum are the six far-reaching practices, or the six perfections.
다 예수 파시 주가 내서 된 로도 시바시는 소소가 다 티토를 세대 정도야 그 가시바이나 어다 니가라요 샤와 세 샤와도 세 기본이와 다 터치반다고 그래.
And if we're able to understand what these six perfections are, and even just a little bit take our mind into the direction of those six perfections, what we'll find is that we are happier, is that there is an increasing peacefulness.
다 텔라테니 코악다니 샤와니 샤와 코알 데비가라요 기고 다네 다 텔라테니 야 타바야 슈테는 거야 터치반다고 그래.
And then, even from lifetime to lifetime, on the basis of this practice, even from lifetime to lifetime within samsara, within cyclic existence, we will be able to maintain happiness, and also we will be able to progress towards that ultimate peace of liberation.
다 테테니 버게 지고다 오지게 돈이 리라 오지게 돈 마테선 로이스.
So we will kind of proceed with this topic, presented as a easy type of analytical meditation.
리도 세다 도모를 못도 레레 지메테 그스.
And let's take the body and mind as a first step. Put the body and mind in a peaceful state.
아니트니 제네로도 제 강가를 파치 따와이나 사야도 투야도 다 둘라서 바카르 이나니 점메바 제메바라트니 요 말이스.
And if we think about ourselves, if we think about others, the things we need to sustain ourselves, what we eat, what we drink, our clothing, and so forth, none of these things arise disconnected from the kindness of others.
로로 소소 보겠더니 사야 투야라 소바데사도 지바강가 야 보이모아데 아니 시와가만 왔을더니 점베게 녀래야 시피근 지고이 바다 다치바나.
And similarly, everything that we have to drink, everything that we have to eat, our house, and so forth, all of those things we could say karmically that these arise due to our previous practice of generosity.
든지기 내서때 가제 테테테니 라코아시네 아니 소소 손지세미냐네 제기리지자 로제 요줄다 보게 든지가 페마파스 수바지 저거.
So then, recognizing this causality, recognizing where these things come from, then as a bodhisattva practitioner, what we want to do is take not only ourselves, but also understand that others need to achieve that perfect, lasting happiness.
소소라 메이 레바야 보디가 아이자 쇼바도니 이제 쇼주세가 끊어고 돈이라 아니 부추지지마 들어봐 춘주지마도 마셔가 이나요 이제 메뉴래 부수수가.
Because we have this human body and intelligence, then if we arise a motivation of love, compassion, or bodhicitta, and with that motivation give a tiny bit of generosity, just help even a small insect just a little bit, this becomes a practice of the perfection of generosity.
아니 소소 파마 소소 아니 내가 근데 로바치 키메게 스도 스이나 까지 다다 소소니 알아봐나 시야타 바이 다 이제 다시 같은 걸 첨부시
And similarly, with those with whom we have a close connection, such as our parents, with those who are perhaps seriously ill and so forth, or those very destitute who need our help, if again conjoined with that motivation that was mentioned, we engage in a way of helping them, then this becomes a practice of generosity.
인지 메지 요 벤저 첨부도 드리고 이게야만 됐어 소소 리자 첨부도 숨지가 갈라나 요바는 뭐지 리자 첨부도 리뭐 리그 노자 뭐게 깨자 어다 세고 그에 선슬라 되네 요거에 가지 다다 근무야 보고더니 예를 들어 셔터나 요 이메뉴를 첨부실
So we can see that for this practice of generosity, one need not be wealthy in accordance with the Buddha's advice, using our body for generosity. For example, with our body showing a pleasant expression, with our speech speaking kind and pleasing words, with our mind thinking kind thoughts and good intentions for others. All of these, with that vast motivation, can become a practice of the paramita, the perfection of generosity.
근데 취지지마도 시마도 바이나 예 버려 좋아야 소소 그 세시 확인해 주어야 돼.
And even with just those small actions, we see that we can bring a profoundly happy feeling in that person who benefits. And similarly, we will also have a happy, relaxed feeling.
이바 츠트가 파셔 세나요. 그런 단계대요. 바치바치 디토라 무게죠. 무게죠레레 네 가르수만이나요. 어다 보게 가 취지지마도 까마도 바이나요. 츠트가 파셔를 두고 있어.
And then on the basis of that, we speak of the next perfection, which is ethics. So then, if with that motivation that we mentioned, that vast motivation, if we engage in the activity of guarding ourselves, preventing ourselves from accumulating the 10 non virtues, even in a small way, connected with that vast motivation, this becomes a practice of the perfection of ethics.
마가 먹여와시 리지 먹여왔어. 이지 먹여왔어. 다가 조조 이르는데 소소까지 다다치나 된데고 제토야 갖고 가는 거 됐어.
So we think about these 10 non virtues, the four of speech, the three of body, and the three of mind, and especially paying attention to our mind, making sure it doesn't go into a non virtuous direction. If we practice this as much as possible, then we are practicing ethics.
다 디토르드는 가 침버치를 다 제비 바시오는 스마드레스.
And then next, the third of these six perfections, a very important one, is that practice of patience.
제비를 다 보이 나도 내가시게 조치대 기카텐다와데 컨트롤데레스.
And so the opposite mind to patience, which harms us so much, to which patience acts as the antidote, that harmful mind is the mind of anger.
스틀라 때문에 물리하고 토여바이나 디토르 다 컨트롤 침보데 드리시나 오 강가트로도.
So even if based on a previous practice of ethics, we are able to secure human rebirth, that human rebirth can be wasted due to the influence of this mind of anger.
릴라바다이나 소소 아니 예매 맞춰야. 아니 어다 담고르도 강가 알로 컨트롤 같이.
It's really easy to see how anger affects us. It can make us distant from those who were once close to us. It can increase the number of enemies we have. The disadvantages of anger are very clear.
드네 겨와서 아셔야 까레자스 겨와 강가 기출라도.
Similarly, all of those virtues, those merits that we accumulated based upon anger, all of those can be wasted, can be degenerated.
Lota kalong tangi no yi chon ju se kalong go to ne ta se ba chu ji se ma to ko ma to ba yin na yin se bi nyo le she to na se bi pa she bi nyo le to.
So, if with that motivation of bodhicitta we practice patience, even in a seemingly minor way, infused with that motivation of patience, that practice becomes a perfection, a paramita of patience.
Ni ga yin na yo ne so so ge zha zi de de ji me wa cha ya. Ne mo do de se yin na de so so ge nie cha ya. De ka shi ki de ze ba de.
And the benefits of this practice is that even those who were once temporarily our enemies, they can draw closer to us. And also, one who is patient attracts the confidence, attracts the trust of all sentient beings, humans, animals, so forth.
小孩呢，小孩了，说说，那理要不可能的，你哦，他说吧，家里伊那有大些话题，他那个那个情况是。
From lifetime to lifetime, if we want to have a healthy, stable body, if we want to be someone who has a good group of friends and so forth, then all of this arises from the cause of this practice of patience.
没了个要不的要别干了，干这家情况这个伊那接头，他那说说国家经济说没多呢，那搞搞的。
And then thinking on the basis of this human body, this human brain and intelligence, I can make this practice as powerful, as vast as I set out to with my motivation, and think how incredible is that chance.
我人吧，这这吧，这吧，都看看，他那边要不这，我个个都有什么从你这个要做的呢？得这个他有啊，那真这个怕说啥子，他还要干起。
And so, thinking that these previous three perfections of generosity, of ethics, and of patience are just wonderful, and I need to cultivate those, that is not enough. Of course, we need to bring forth the mind that actually brings us to engage with those practices. And so, this brings us to the next perfection, the perfection of joyous effort.
我大家在同一个呢，他呢不给，那搞不起去，人家怎么我去你说样的话是，我他这搞有个同的，他呢把搞得现在的他继续呢是这个的。
And then, so this mind of joyous effort, it sees how wonderful that these practices of perfection, of the perfections are. And then, with that understanding, then it joyfully engages with those practices, thinking even a small practice of the perfections is something I needed. And it continuously engages.
明年人送给他们说说国家干的节目，我大概我明年人送给他们他，那搞我管的这个的。
And so, really seeing like I can really definitely engage in this, and it's a big opportunity to be able to engage in this practice, then one brings forth effort joyfully.
呀，对起，对起。
So, we will pause the discussion here.
我他加速的罗亚马尔的呢，一直滴滴是，他滴滴是罗亚的。
So Geshe said that we haven't gone through all of the six perfections. We've gone through the first four briefly. So samden dangshiro virero.
呀，他起码你老呀是吧？
So we will cover concentration and wisdom the next time.
我大是得看这，他都是把这些吧，真的是单单的按照说说给我说呀，说说你给我说呀，讲了就说的对吧？
So Geshe said, if as much as possible we engage in these practices of generosity, ethics, patience, and effort, we will see that this brings us more happiness. We can engage them right now, and from now it will bring us more happiness as well as to those who are close to us.
要具体的要义。
So thanks very much. We'll pause here.